G'day guys, Matt here with Chloe and Elise. Just off for a Saturday afternoon walk. There's nothing else to do. I haven't watched any footy in about 2 weeks, which is unbelievably
Great.
hard to comprehend, but it is what it is. Still, Chooks are still premiers and can't take that away from us. But you know, I thought everyone's making videos because that's how we're communicating these days, so I thought I'd try mine. I haven't really done this before, so bear with me, but I thought, you know, I've been looking around what people are doing at the shops and watching the news and just been thinking about what is it that people actually think is important in this time of this coronavirus and what people are holding on to. You see people care a lot about their families. Job security is a big one at the moment, financial security, and I guess making sure that they're safe and healthy. I was just thinking, I wonder, what do other people put their hope in, and what do I put my own hope in? There's a plane going over, which is good timing. But I reckon for me, like growing up at school and even all the way to university pretty much, all I cared about was being the best at whatever it was that I was doing. I wanted to be the best cricketer, best soccer player, wanted to be the best in the classroom, get the top rank for the HSC, all that. And sometimes I went alright at some things, mostly I didn't do too well at lots of things as well. But that was the problem, right? There was always someone better at sport, always someone better in the classroom. And so I noticed this even more when I came to university, because physiotherapy pretty competitive to get into, and I was the bottom of the barrel, having scraped in with 8 bonus points to get into the degree. So thanks mum and dad for living in a rural area growing up. But I think I realised pretty quick that trying to be the best at everything was just letting me down. I couldn't be the best. And I think, it was around when I started university that what I was putting my hope in, what I cared about and thought was important, started to change a lot. I think, it was a particular sermon series at Uni Church at Newcastle. We were going through the book of Romans, and I was really confronted with the idea that I actually couldn't be good enough for Jesus. I couldn't be good enough to get into heaven on my own strength. I knew I did the wrong thing occasionally, but I was better than most people, and I thought, when I did the wrong thing, I could just fix it myself, just be a bit better, just work harder next time, and everything will be alright. But time and time again, that kept letting me down. And so it was in Romans 6 that I was struck with the idea that I was actually a slave to sin. I couldn't not sin. No matter what I tried, I kept on failing. I kept on stuffing up. And it was here that I really realised that what I had been putting my hope in was pointless. It said that if you're a slave to sin, that means you're actually a slave to death. So what my hope was in was leading me to death. And that seems like a bit of a terrible thing to be putting your hope in. But the good thing was, in Romans 6, it also says that Jesus came and he gives us a hope that leads to life. You see, we can't be good enough ourselves, but Jesus, he came into this world to die, and he came to take the punishment that we deserve for rejecting God. And because he took that punishment and because he died, that means I can be forgiven. And not only did he die, but he came back to life. And so he defeated death and he defeated sin as he came back to life. And so if we trust in Jesus, that means our sinful bodies died with Jesus and we're raised to life as well. And so this was pretty big for me. I realised that, if I trusted in Jesus, I actually now had a hope that led to life. A hope that wouldn't let me down into the future. And so, yeah, I think, as we look at the world around us, as people hope in their families and in their jobs and their health, you see those things crumbling, don't you? People have lost their jobs, loved ones are dying, and it's really sad and it's really hard. But those things that we cling on to, they eventually let us down. And so I reckon it's worth thinking about at this time, worth questioning for yourself what you put your hope in and whether it's going to last. Because Romans 6, it says you are either a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you trust in Jesus and that leads to life. So yeah, I want to encourage everyone to have a think about what they're putting their hope in. And if you want to know any more or want to chat to me about what I'm talking about, feel free to fling me a message. Otherwise, I'll get back to getting fit over the next 3 months, and I'll see you again when I'm jacked and looking like a bodybuilder. So, I'll see you then.